Welcome back to America in Black. I'm CBS News correspondent Danya Bacchus. When the Queen Bee Beyoncé released her 8th studio album, Cowboy Carter, it lit a fire under the country music establishment, and she set out to reclaim Black artists' rightful place in the canon of country music. And while Beyoncé is the biggest, she isn't the only one leading a charge to change the country music industry. Call it a revolution, just don't call it a crossover.
What is country music to you?
Country music is 3 chords and the truth.
I'm better than you left me. I'm better than I should.
Mickey Guyton has been hailed a breakout artist and been nominated for 4 Grammys, but says she struggled to find her way in country music. When she started out, the Texas native was the only Black woman on a major country label, and she felt it.
Every time I turned in a song, it was met with, we've got to make sure this sounds really country because people won't think it's authentic. They try to interpret me as a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed female country singer.
If you listen to any contemporary country radio station or watch the award shows, you think country music is, well, white. And that's not totally wrong. It's one of the most popular music genres in America, yet in nearly 2 decades, only 1.5% of artists with songs on country radio were Black or persons of color. Black women receive less than 1% of country airplay.
2, 3. Running barefooted through the summertime. White sheet shine on that old clothesline.
Before Mickey Guyton arrived in Nashville, Rissi Palmer was knocking on the industry's door.
I did the Nashville thing from the age of 19 until 27.
Do you think you were naive in the beginning in thinking that the music would speak for itself? Like, what, you know?
Absolutely.
Wait, don't you hear me?
That's the thing that everybody tells you, is to put your head down and focus on the music. And what I found was that it kept coming down to my believability. Like, we gotta work on your accent. Or maybe if we try like straight hair. I tried everything and did everything everyone asked because I didn't want it to be because of race.
Rissi signed with a label, released an album, and even played country music's temple.
Welcome, Rissi Palmer, everybody.
The Grand Ole Opry.
You don't have to be a judge of peace.
Then in 2007, Rissi made the country charts. She was the first Black woman in 19 years to do it.
You're a country girl.
It was sobering because it's like, this is what you're up against. Why is it that we can succeed at every other genre of music except for this?
Here's why. Back when country music was just music, Black and white musicians commonly wrote, practiced, and performed together. But America's racial politics also transformed music. Starting in the 1930s, records were firmly divided into hillbilly white music and race records Black music. In the 1950s, the Country Music Association was formed based in Nashville and became a gatekeeper for country music.
There now stands a music kingdom.
If the industry lets you play at the Opry or blast your songs on the radio, you were in.
With rap or pop, you can put out a mixtape and have it go viral. And all of a sudden, the industry comes to you. It's impossible to have a mainstream career in country music without country radio.
A short list of Black artists did make it. In the 1920s, DeFord Bailey made history as the first African-American to play the Grand Ole Opry on the radio.
You've got to kiss an angel good morning.
Charlie Pride, the son of sharecroppers, was a country superstar for nearly 3 decades. 52 of his records made the country top 10.
I come out of those shadows up in the lights and it's like turning down a volume. You could drop a pin.
Linda Martell was quite literally an overnight sensation.
I think I'll color him father.
This song made it to 22 on the charts, and in 1969, she was the first Black woman to play the Opry.
Color him father.
And though there were others,
I left out in a cloud.
there wouldn't be another breakout Black country artist until Darius Rucker left rock and made the hot country charts in 2008.
But don't think I don't think about it.
It was me and Darius. Like, we used to joke when I would see him on the red carpet, well, we're all here.
Rissi called on her experiences to start a radio show.
Color Me Country premieres tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Her mission, she says, is to be a griot for country music's full history and to
Tell country music where the woman came from. There's just so many people that work really hard on a regular basis to make sure that we don't forget our history and that we don't forget our contributions and that we don't allow ourselves to become footnotes.
enter Beyoncé, now the first Black woman to top the country charts with her latest Cowboy Carter, while spotlighting this legacy and her own.
Take one.
Because as Mama Tina came to remind everyone, Beyoncé, a Houston native, has always been country.
I love finding an old photo of us at the rodeo. We're all a melting pot of cultures here. R&B has such a connection to country music if you listen to it. It all came from the blues, and that came from African-American culture.
Yeah.
Today, up-and-coming country artists are defying genres altogether, like Brittney Spencer, who Beyoncé featured on Cowboy Carter.
Describe your music and your sound for me.
I remember going to church and singing in the choir, but then also I went to school and I was singing opera. And then I was on a school bus and the bus driver listened to the alternative rock station. I wanted diversity in sound. I wanted a sonic spectrum.
Brittney paid her proverbial music industry dues. Then in 2020, she seemingly circumvented country radio when one of her Instagram posts caught fire.
Brittney Spencer making her Grand Ole Opry debut.
She was suddenly on the road and signed with a label.
It was wild. I wasn't expecting it. Like, I wasn't expecting any of it, honestly. I still feel like we're breaking down doors, you know, pushing for a change. I think probably even me talking about it in this way, I think it's the first time that I've even, like, been able to articulate it like this.
It's such an honor to be here, to be on this stage for the very first time.
Brittney is finding her voice with the help of friends and mentors like Mickey, who forged her own place in country music by rejecting the cookie-cutter advice and telling her story instead.
I've pulled from Brandy, I've pulled from CeCe Winans, I've pulled from Dolly Parton. I remember going into my label and I said, listen, I've learned to be comfortable in rooms full of people that don't look like me. Now it's your turn to learn to be comfortable in rooms full of people that don't look like you.
Black Like Me earned Mickey a Grammy nomination.
And then I wrote another song called Love My Hair.
To love who I am, I love my hair.
Now Mickey, Rissi, and Brittney are making sure, while the door is open, they're bringing everyone along with them.
Cowboy Carter is a great Trojan horse to get you into the bigger picture and the bigger conversation that I think that needs to happen.